baby.
You're listening to the Brawlers Boxing Show podcast, starring CEO Rick Mohamed and Wilder Hater. The Brawlers Boxing Show podcast. Let's go, champ.
What's up, boxing fans? It's your boy Rick Mohamed, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This is the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. Once again, I got my man back on the show. No introduction needed, but you all know this is the Wilder Hater, my man E. What's happening, E?
What it do, baby? What it do? We got some good fights coming up.
Oh, man, don't we? We get ready to jump right on in, too, and talk about it. So we got, man, where did we start? We got Triple G is fighting Marauder on the zone. We also have Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. on that same undercard fighting, who is he fighting? Gabriel Rosado out of Philadelphia. So let's start off with those two first. Talk about this Triple G fight. It's been a minute since we've seen Triple G back in action, if you will. What Triple G are we gonna get? We know he wants that third Canelo fight, but you know Marauder's not a slump. This isn't gonna be a cakewalk for him. I mean, but he shouldn't have any problems.
Exactly. Only thing that's going to affect Triple G now is time, age. Age wait for nobody. And Triple G is what? He's 40 now?
Yep.
They're going to play a major part. Plus, Triple G is a come forward type of guy, a type of fighter. He put a lot of pressure on you. So, Marauder going to have spots where he can clip Triple G because you know in that last fight that Triple G fought my boy out of Brooklyn, what was his name?
Danny Jacobs. Was it Danny Jacobs?
No, not Danny Jacobs. He fight under the Andre Rozier too. His name is Derevchenko.
Derevchenko.
Yeah, everybody thought Derevchenko could have won that fight. Triple G got hit with a lot of punches that he normally doesn't. You know, I think that age factor is definitely creeping in on Triple G. And then at this point, like you said, he waiting on that third and final fight with Canelo so he can cash out. In my opinion, I thought Triple G won both fights against Canelo. I thought it was some bull crap with Golden Boy. That's why he still got that lawsuit. They owe him money. They had a big article about that. The $9 million they ain't paid him. And plus, I thought it was some stuff under the table because, you know, Canelo is definitely the face of boxing. And if they would have gave Triple G his rightfully 2 wins against Canelo, it would have took a lot of luster off of him.
Yeah. So, and he looking for that retirement fight with Canelo, no doubt. There's probably seems like there's a lot of bad legal blood going on with that last second fight with him and with Canelo.
Oh yes it is. And like I said, he knows he's the victor. You know, he didn't have to fight Mexican style. He beat him clearly. The second fight, he outfoxed him, outsmarted him. And then you had some of the major boxing entity kept saying about Mexican style fight. No, you're supposed to win the fight by scoring punches. And Triple G did that. So I'm hoping Triple G still got one more hurrah so he can finish off and get the money that he really deserved with that Canelo third fight. Even though I think Canelo will beat him now because of age. And like I said, that wear and tear that Triple G at 40 years old going to catch up with him. It might catch up with him in Japan.
Yeah, like I say, Marauder's not no slump. He's not a slug. He's not no cakewalk. He can fight. And like you pointed out that, you know, Triple G in the last fight versus Derevchenko, there's moments where you could get in and touch Triple G up really good and get out. Only thing Derevchenko didn't do, he should have applied more pressure. He might have been successful in getting a W.
Exactly. They couldn't have cheated him like they did. It was a good fight, close fight. They should have ran it back, but Triple G didn't want that smoke. He wanted to cash out with Canelo, and it's been, 3 or 4 years now? How long has it been since?
It's been about that at least.
Yes.
We've been in the pandemic for 2 years, so it's been about 3 years,
Yeah, so they've been stalling Triple G for a long time. And plus, they knew his age. They was trying to
get
play
a little
the age.
older, too.
Yeah. because he's definitely is a force. When he was younger, he definitely was a force to be reckoned with. But you got to remember carefully, the guys that really had success with Triple G was boxers who can move. Even Kell Brook had a lot of success against him.
Yeah.
You know, he was touching him, giving him angles, moving. He was winning the first rounds. So Murata is bigger. So if he has that same type of game plan, far as moving and sticking and moving, catching Triple G as he comes forward, it will make a big difference.
Absolutely. Moving on to Sugar Shane Mosley Jr., which is everybody know, former lightweight champ, former welterweight champ. Sugar Shane Mosley's son is taking on Philadelphia's own Gabriel Rosado. Rosado's a tough fight. He just can't never seem to come out of the sauce good enough and smell like a rose at the end and get that W. It's always that draw factor with him. And he's been chasing the title for so long. It just seems like he can't get over the hump with the big fights to take him to that next level that he wants to get to, and obviously walk away from the sport with a nice fat check. Shane Mosley Jr., he's a nice little fighter too. This is gonna be a tough fight. Rosado isn't a spring chicken anymore himself.
Exactly. This gonna be the battle of youth against age.
Absolutely.
And I believe Rosado is not gonna be able to land that lucky punch that he did in his last fight, that knockout of the year punch that he got. I think he's gonna be able to get that one. So in my opinion, I'm going with Sugar Shane Mosley. I like what I see with him now. He done matured into his own Sugar Shane style. So I definitely like what I see him. And I'm going with him to beat Gabriel Rosado, because if you can stay away from him, you can outbox Gabriel Rosado.
Outbox him, yep. Absolutely. All you gotta do is stay behind the jab, and he can take it from there and cruise. If he stay behind the jab, Rosado won't be able to get in and inside and do any real damage to him,
Exactly. And I think his age gonna show up, because I believe Jack Mosley, Sugar Shane's granddad, definitely gonna have him, with the insight sharp, and they understand, what to do now to be an old fighter like Gabriel Rosado. Plus he's a brawler, so I think he's gonna have issues. So I'm looking for Sugar Shane to win this in dominant fashion.
Absolutely. I concur.
Easy.
And boxer versus brawler always wins unless you make a serious mistake and he capitalizes on it, and he could be victorious just on one mistake. But I don't see that happening. Jack Mosley did well with his son, Sugar Shane Mosley. Now he's got Junior, his grandson. It's a grandfather, grandson team come tomorrow night, and I think Jack got him well prepared.
Exactly. So I agree with that. So that's gonna play the part, I think.
You there? You coming in and out?
So what you say?
Yeah, I said you was coming in and out. So what do you think about?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Move. Go ahead and finish up on Shane. What was you saying about Shane? E?
Yeah, I just believe, Shane, like I said, his style, his height, and his boxing, like 3 generations family.
You must have a bad signal where you at.
The last fight on a good fights.
See if you can move your phone, reposition yourself. You got.
Can you hear me?
Rick? Yeah, I can hear you better now.
It was working good. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. You had a good steady flow going there right there.
Hello?
It's your data. It's that data connection that ain't giving you that connection. Cause there you go. You back now. Let me see if you're moving around. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
So what do you think about? Let's talk about
Yeah.
Let's talk about my man Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. That's going to be a hell of a fight too. Actually, you know what? Let's back up. Let's talk about April 16th, the most anticipated welterweight showdown ever in boxing history against Earl Spence, the Truth, versus your Dennis Ugas in Cowboy Stadium, April 16th. Let's talk about that one. How do you see this one playing out?
I think he fought.
Oh, we got a bad connection. Sorry, fans. We got some technical difficulties going on here with E and his connection. You might want to log out. Maybe you have to get out and come back in, E. I don't know.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, track leaving and coming back in.
Man, I don't know why.
I thought you was at home. I didn't know you was in the car. Yeah, so you probably in an area that just ain't no towers around you. That's the thing. If you're not around a signal with the towers that support your carrier, Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, whoever you got, Metro, Cricket, then you're not gonna have that steady flow of good data connection. Because I'm sure the fans want to hear what you got to say about this upcoming week of fights. So we talking about Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. E gonna have to log out and come back in. That's all. But my personal opinion is Shakur Stevenson is something different in the sport of boxing, as is Terrence Bud Crawford. These guys stand above the rest. And Shakur Stevenson is going to put on probably his best boxing clinic ever in any of his fights. This is by far probably going to be, this fight here is going to probably bring out the super best in Shakur Stevenson. I got him stopping Oscar Valdez late in the fight, in the later rounds, somewhere between 9 and 12, between the 9th and 12th or the 8th and 12th round. Shakur going to get him out of there, and he gonna make a big statement. And I ain't going to say he's going to shock the world because, hell, the kid is different. He just that good, you know. This is Floyd Money Mayweather good, both him and my man Terrence Crawford. So, but Oscar Valdez says that he's the best lightweight, super lightweight, if you will, in the division. And, hey, he going to bring it. He say he going to be the first one to defeat Shakur Stevenson. I doubt that very seriously, but it will be a very good, entertaining fight. I know that much, and I can't wait for that to happen. So moving right along, we got Tyson Fury, Dylan White. People probably saying, hey, they haven't really promoted this fight that much. How come we're not seeing much advertising on Dylan White, Tyson Fury? Hell, they didn't have to. They're having that fight across the pond, and guess what? They've already sold out 48 hours when the fight was announced for Wimbledon Stadium. 80,000 people will be in attendance, and they're trying to get approved right now with their government over there to add 14,000 more seats. That's 94,000 people going to be in attendance for Tyson Fury versus Dylan White. Phenomenal numbers. Hell, it don't get no better than that. That's crazy. That's bigger than Super Bowl numbers, NBA finals numbers, Major League Baseball World Series numbers. That's huge. Now we also got, and I'm probably going to end up touching base on this again when my man E come back in. He's having some kind of technical difficulties where he situated himself in his car. As you know, we got to get these guys, get them on the mic where we can get them. So with that being said, Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero, I like Rolly Romero. He's young. He's up and coming. He's cocky. He got a lot of fire and desire inside of him. He don't feel that nobody can beat him. And he said he coming in there to win. Tank definitely got more experience than him. Rolly is a little greener, a little bit too green, I thought, to take this fight so soon. But the ironic thing about both of these fighters is they're both Mayweather promotion fighters. They both belong to Floyd Mayweather's promotional banner. So this is gonna be real interesting, to see what kind of fight this turns out to be. And let's see if Rolly can do it. Let's see if Rolly can be the first one to shock the world and upset Tank, which I doubt. Tank is at the top of his game, and I think Tank is gonna bring it and show people why he's at the top of his game. Also, you may or may not know that Tank is at the end of his contract versus with Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather team, Mayweather Promotions, if you will, TMT. There's talk that Tank isn't happy with the way he's been promoted, with the bigger fights that he felt like he was pulled back from having this particular time in his career, maybe a few fights back, if you will. But I feel like, my personal opinion, knowing boxing, I feel like Floyd Mayweather being a fighter himself, knowing how he should have been moved, how he did move himself, that he's doing the same thing and he's doing right by Tank. The way he's moved Tank thus far, I feel like Floyd has been real smart in how he's moving Tank. Tank feels like he should have got bigger fights when he wanted them. And Floyd knows at that time, hey, he probably saw something Tank didn't see. On the outside looking in, you will. And have a sharp, keen eye for the sport of boxing like Floyd Mayweather. He saw something. He said, hey, it's not time yet. You'll get there, and I have no problem putting you in these big, mega superstar fights. They'll come back to you. Let's not rush it. Let's do this the right way. Let me move you properly and then let you shine like a diamond. And then when we get those super fights, mega fights, hey, you go out there and do your thing and let people know why you're in the position you're in, why you're in that spotlight that you're in. So with that being said, I personally, in my personal opinion, everybody's entitled to that. I feel like Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions has moved and done an exceptional job with where Tank Davis's career is at right now. I understand Tank, these young fighters, they cocky, they have a lot of fire and desire and passion and motivation and I can't be beat mentality, and that's all great. That is. But there's a reason why Floyd didn't put him in the fights that he wanted when he wanted them. That's the title that comes with being a promoter. You're supposed to be able to see when your fighter has reached that pinnacle in his career to unleash the dragon and take it to the next level. And Floyd didn't do that when Tank wanted him or would have liked him to, because Floyd saw something as a promoter and as a former world champion, Olympian, and superstar Hall of Famer himself. So he did him right by doing that. But Tank is on his way now. Will they re-sign together and be a team again? We don't know. And we don't know what kind of talks are being had about a new contract with Mayweather Promotions or not. I believe Tank has one more fight after this Rolly Romero fight. And then it'll be decision-making time for Gervonta Tank Davis. Right? That being said, we touch. I think we lost my man, the Wilder hater, E, somewhere around when I was asking him to speak on the Ugas and Spence fight. He's back, so let me pick up there, and then let's also get his take on Tank and Shakur. All right, E, you back?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
So
good.
I kind of moved. I kind of jumped the needle on you, but right before you left, we was asking you your take on Ugas versus Spence, April 16th in Dallas. Tell us how that fight's going to pan out.
Well, I like this fight because Earl Spence still has to prove to the critics and the naysayers that he's Earl Spence still. Don't nobody know if he's Earl Spence, because Danny really didn't press forward against Earl Spence. Plus, Danny's style is not like a Ugas style. Ugas style is a counter puncher, jabber, a real
Aggressive.
defensive type of fighter. But the Earl Spence that I know, I predicted a long time ago, Earl Spence will stop Ugas if he's the old Earl Spence, because Ugas doesn't have the power, and then you can push Ugas back. When Manny had success, he threw a lot of flurry of punches and pushed him back. But Manny's size and his height played a part. That's why Ugas was very successful.
Dominant.
That one punch jab and a couple punches, and he was successful. Sean too, with that. But Earl is tall, so with that jab, Earl gonna counter him a lot of times and land punches on him. So that's why I believe Earl Spence, if he's Earl Spence, will stop Ugas in the late rounds of TKO.
Is it fair to say, and in my opinion, that's why we do these shows, and all of our colleagues have different things to say about it. Is it fair to say that Ugas is probably Earl Spence's second biggest fight thus far on his resume, besides Showtime Sean Porter? Because I thought Showtime Sean Porter brought a lot of things to light and exposed a lot of the weaknesses in Earl Spence's defense. So is it fair to say that this Ugas fight is probably going to be just as big a battle for Earl Spence as Showtime Sean Porter? Even bigger, because Ugas is a much bigger fighter than Showtime Sean Porter as well.
No, I don't think so, in my opinion. I don't think so, because like I said, with Ugas' style and with Earl coming forward, see, Earl won't have to chase Ugas like he did Sean Porter. Sean Porter height played a part, and Sean Porter inside fighting. Ugas can fight on the inside, but Earl can control him with his jab, with his long punches, and with Earl blocking Ugas' winging shot, because Ugas throws a lot of winging shots. So Earl gonna block and counter that and come back with good body shots and good hooks. So I'm seeing him rocking and stopping Ugas. So I
And then,
think this should be an
go ahead, finish. Go
fight,
ahead.
but it's gonna be an easy fight because Ugas gonna get on the retreat against Earl, and it's gonna take Earl some time to get him out of there. So that's going to be like a cat and mouse type. You got to stalk him down. You got to walk him down, land the right shots. And then after about about 7 to 8 rounds, you'll better see Ugas starting to fade. Because Ugas is 35 years old. You have to remember that, with 4 losses.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong either. I'm a big Earl Spence fan. I watched him when he had his first pro debut in Fantasy Springs Casino in Fresno, in California there. And, is he, like you said, starting that conversation off about this fight, is he the same Earl Spence we have been used to seeing prior to that fatal accident that he has? Is he damaged internally inside that we cannot see? With the eye injury, sparring, preparing for his legacy fight against the legendary Manny Pacquiao, Pac-Man Pacquiao. He didn't get that fight. He got his eye hurt sparring. Is he fragile? Does Earl Spence has a fragile label on him from that accident, or how can he totally be 100% rejuvenated himself, regroup? His body is in the best physical condition of his life. He looked good on the floor, but is he damaged goods? Because I thought I read somewhere he made a statement saying, when I'm working, it could be bogus, could be a false rumor. When I'm working the floor, when I'm hitting the bags, my tendons tend to ache me, and I feel aches and pains, this and that. Or is that a ploy to get in Ugas' head? It's like, yeah, I'm injured. Come on, bring it, and let me catch you with something. So, like I said, like you said, it remains to be seen. Is this the same Earl Spence? Do we still see the truth come April 16th? Or do we see, is this going to be a shock the world fight and he gets hurt? What do you think? Are you still there, E? You froze up again. He got the worst connection. So I'm asking my boxing fans, you guys can chime in too.
Yeah. See, that's I tried to. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Rick,
go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Rick.
I'm here.
Yeah. See, this gonna tell a lot about Earl, because Ugas has that type of style where he can jab and counter you. If Earl is not the same type of fighter, that's gonna play a major part in this fight. That's why it's gonna be critical. Everybody gonna have to judge and see if Earl Spence is truly Earl Spence. And Ugas' style is that. But if Earl is Earl gonna walk through a shot that Ugas does.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, she's saying once Ugas punches, he ain't gonna be able to react in enough time, play a major part. His time.
Right. Right. We on the same page when it comes to this fight.
And what he was doing to Sean Porter. Ugas' timing was real.
Yeah, we're on the same page when it comes to this fight. That's exactly what I'm thinking. If we got the old Earl walks through him, gets behind his jab, catches and shoot, counter punches nicely, throw those crispy right hooks, left hooks, goes to the body real nice, breaks Ugas down, and then goes in for the kill for the late stoppage anywhere between the 9th and 10th, 11th round maybe. What you think? That's pretty much about sums it up?
Exactly.
Now, so when you left, I also talked about Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez, and that I felt like Shakur Stevenson was going to put on the best boxing clinic of his career thus far with a late stoppage over Valdez. Speak on that. Did I lose you? You there, E? You still there? Because the boxing fans want to hear this, brother.
No. Can you hear me, Rick? Rick.
Yeah, I talk about Shakur Stevenson and Valdez.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I like this fight. Pretty Ricky. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead, E.
I like this fight. Classic fight. Oh. This is going to be one of the.
Hold your phone somewhere. Get an antenna and stick your head out the window. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
One of the first.
You should probably get outside the car and see if you got a better connection.
I think badass Oscar Valdez is dead sure all that he can handle. Can you?
You breaking up. You froze. You froze on us again, E.
Man, I don't. Man, it was just working.
We have a technical difficulty with the Wilder Hater's phone and his data connection. We might be better off when we get to Dallas and get y'all some real good live footage.
I don't. Pretty Ricky.
Yeah, I'm here.
No matter what I do.
Stand outside and put your phone on your head and then lift your left leg up. And you need some old rabbit ears with some aluminum foil and stick it on the phone. But I've already pretty much spoke on Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, the Tank Rolly fight, Dylan White, and Tyson Fury. We lost him, and it is what it is. And the fight that I really think the fans want to see, like we used to want to see, the biggest fight we thought in the heavyweight division was Anthony Joshua versus my man Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And I still think that fight is possible and doable. They're both coming off losses. Usyk beat Joshua. Wilder's lost to Fury twice. Hey, I think that would be a good fight for Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. And whatever you guys think on that fight. But I will probably roll with my man Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. I think he would need that fight, and he definitely needs that fight to come off big with a knockout, a good stoppage, and I think he'll be back on the map. As far as another Fury fight, that's saying styles make fights, and Fury just has Deontay Wilder's number. I don't think we need to see a fourth fight. That would just be, ludicrous. Well, that's it. I'm sorry you guys couldn't get to hear what my man Eric the Wilder Hater had to say about this weekend's upcoming fights tomorrow night on the Zone. Just to recap real quick, you got Triple G versus Murata. You got Gabriel Rosado from Philadelphia fighting Sugar Shane Mosley's son, Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. You got Lubin. We didn't even get to talk about it. Oh, wait, Eric Lubin versus Mandura, the Towering Inferno, the tall kid. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Forgot all about that fight. We got Tony Harrison back in the building. Tony Harrison to beat the Charlo brother. He is fighting again tomorrow as well. Can't wait to see how he comes out and how he fares. I think Tony Harrison is definitely one of the elite. He's a competitor, and he's a former world champion, and I can see him getting another shot at the title as well. And Lubin, that's gonna be a tough fight for him. This guy is 6'6" that he's fighting. They call him the Towering Inferno, and he is tall. That is definitely going to be a strategy that his team is going to say, hey, attack the body, fight him on the inside, bring it back up top to the head, and keep putting pressure on him and smother him so he doesn't have that long reach that comes with that 6'6" frame of his. And back him up, put him on the ropes, and work him to the body, take it back up to the head, and smother his reach. That way he can't get his shots off clean and technical. Well, that's it right now. We'll definitely do this again with my man, the Wilder Hater. Every time he has these data issues and connectivity issues with his phone, I'm trying to get him to say, hey, get home, get to a computer, because sometimes in our cars, depending on where you are in your city where you live in, you may not be close enough to one of the towers that support your phone's carrier. And so you have a lackluster phone, which is why he had to sign out. And I doubt if he's going to make it back in anyway, because I'm getting ready to wind this up. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. Hey, stay tuned, and we'll bring you more after tomorrow night's results. You'll hear more about us recapping on that. And then also, Brawler Sports Media will be live in the building in Dallas for the Ugas Spence fight. I'll bring you some one-on-one, good interviews, press conference weigh-in, and all that behind-the-scenes footage that I do with you guys every time I'm out and about. You're right there with me. Remember that. Till next time, this is your boy Rick Mohamed, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This is the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. Till next time, let's go, champs.
Brawlers, baby.